Levinas, and I spoke about Levinas's a few initial points. The choice that he makes between what we call ontology and metaphysics. So I was telling you what ontology is and what metaphysics is. Ontology is he has taken the example of Odysseus or this one, Ulysses. It's a journey where we take up a journey, but we come back. Whereas in metaphysics, we take up a journey and we proceed further. We don't look back. There is no look back. So the example given by Levinas is none other than the example of Abraham. Then we is talking about the metaphysical desire. It's a desire in us, a desire for the other. It's a desire for the other. And in this desire, the other, O-T-H-E-R, the other is capital O, capital O. So this desire for the other is not a desire for an object. It's not a desire for an object. It's a desire which we cannot completely explain. It's a desire which we cannot completely explain. That's why it is called a metaphysical desire. A metaphysical desire. So is it a desire for God? Is it a desire for infinite? As I said, Levinas does not make does not openly say that it's a desire for God, but some interpreters of Levinas give an impression that it is a desire ultimately for God. That desire is deep in us. And here, the desire for the other is a desire which cannot be satisfied fully. And I was telling you yesterday, I was trying to wind up yesterday saying that the more you go near it, the more it moves away from you. The more you go near it, the more it moves away from you. In other words, the desire continues, because when you are going near something, and if it moves away from you, you desire it more. If you get it, then there is no more desire. So that desire is a lifelong desire. It's a continuous desire. Levinas, it is in this context, speaks about the other person, the other, including the human person, the other, including the human person, is a reflection of something beautiful, is a reflection of something beautiful.
Once again, Father.
The other, including the other person, other human person, is a reflection of something beautiful, something noble, something beautiful, something noble. And therefore, he is inviting us to look at the other, not just as in ordinary terms, but look at the other from the terms of a thou experience. Yesterday I made a mention how Martin Buber, speaks about I-it and I-thou relationship. In the I-it relationship, I consider the other as an object. I can use and misuse the other. That is the I-it relationship. Whereas in I-thou relationship, I honor the other, I respect the other, I consider the other as something very honorable. That's why the expression is I-thou, an expression normally used for God, an expression which is normally used for God. So it's thou. So that respect for the other. So that idea is again floating here. And that is why he says in our modern times, we tend to have a relationship with the other, which is a sort of a relationship of I-it. That is not the expression of Levinas, that's the expression of Buber. But the meaning is more or less the same. That's why he says there is no respect for the other. The other is considered as an object. Other is considered as someone in the crowd. He was also having at the back of his mind the Hitler's regime, where they had massacred thousands or millions of Jewish people. And he said how, this regime, the Nazi regime, the Nazi government, Nazi regime is becoming, using people, considering people as objects. There is no relationship. They are only objects. There is no connection between the other. There is no love. There is no concern. There is no love. There is no concern. So this idea is the most dominant idea in the entire philosophy of Levinas. And I said yesterday, the whole philosophy will have to keep at the backdrop the ethical dimension of human life. Continuing this thought, Levinas elaborates it further in his book Totality and Infinity. I think Joel has sent a list of books. Joel has done. I think Joel, no, you did now. A list of books that we have sent or written by, who has done? Is it Joel? I don't remember.
Myself, Kevin.
Kevin. Now, okay, Kevin. Now, now I remember. Yeah, you got it, and I have read it. So he has sent the list of books written by Levinas, and one of the important books of Levinas is Totality and Infinity. So, as the title itself suggests, totality and infinity. It is all about our relationship with the other. Our relationship with the other can be a totality or it can be an infinity. So what are the characteristic marks of totality? What are the characteristic marks of infinity? You can write in 2 columns. In the notes on page 21, you will find it. It may be my page here. You will find it certainly. Totality and infinity. The relationship I have with the other can be viewed from 2 perspectives. From the perspective of totality and from the perspective of infinity. If it is from the perspective of totality, what happens? In totality, we find correlation, symmetry, S-Y-M-M-E-T-R-Y. Symmetry is not symmetry where you bury the person. Symmetry means a certain sort of order. Symmetry is that. S-Y-M-M-E-T-R-Y. Reciprocity, equality. These are the characteristic marks of totality. These are the characteristic marks of totality. The characteristic marks of infinity, are inequality, non-reciprocity, asymmetry. Symmetry, asymmetry, A-S-Y. So what is the meaning? In totality, I see the other in a particular definite way. I see a logic. I go according to the logical standards. I go according to the mathematical standards in totality. Means I understand the person totality. I can understand the person totally. I can know the person totally. I can comprehend the person totally. I can grasp the person totally. I can know the person totally. That's why the expressions such as There is a correlation. I can know very well because all human beings are same in that level. There is a correlation. All human beings are same. There is reciprocity. That means there is equality. This one. There is what we call I totalize the other. There is reciprocity. I give and take policy. It's a give and take policy. I give, he gives, I give, she gives, or something like that. I get, she gets, he gets. Give and take policy. Reciprocity, equality, symmetry, logical follow. In ordinary terms, it means, in simple words, it means, in ordinary language, it means, I can know the other very well. Why or how do I, why do I can know the other? Why do I can know the other? Because there is so much of similarity between me and him. There is so much of similarity between me, him, her, and the entire world. We are all more or less same. That's why symmetry. We are more or less same. Everybody is more or less the same. Only in our height we may be slightly different, we may be color different, but otherwise we are all same. That is understanding of totality. In other words, I consider everybody is in the same mold. We are in the same mold. Remember, you understand the word mold. You know, everybody is put in the same mold. So that is totality. Infinity, on the other hand, is considered the other totally different. Infinity. That's why the title is very interesting. Infinity means the other is almost an infinite. I cannot understand him fully. I cannot grasp him fully. I cannot know him fully. I cannot fully totalize him. There is so much of difference, me and the other. There is so much difference between all types of people. And he uses an expression, there is a surplus element in the other. There is a surplus element, extra element in the other, and that surplus element makes him or the other, her, something infinite, something beyond. Therefore, other has to be read in terms of infinity, not totality. But in today's world, how do we read the other? In terms of totality or infinity?
Infinity.
Infinity.
Today's world, how do we relate with the other?
Infinity. Infinity.
Infinity.
Totality or infinity?
Infinity.
In today's world, you are talking. If you have understood, you would not have answered that way.
Totality, Father, totality.
In today's world, how do we understand the other? How do we relate with the other?
Totality.
How do we relate with the other? In today's world, how do we relate with the other in today's world?
Totality.
What has happened in the past or in the
Totality.
The whole world, man.
Totality.
the whole
How do
world
we
is
relate with the other person in today's world, today's context?
Infinity, Father.
What are you talking? After saying so much, after hearing Ramayana, somebody asked, it seems, what is this one? That we are.
There is no value for the other.
When you say there is no value for the other, there is no respect for the other, there is no reverence for the other, what do I understand? I consider the other as totally, I know the other person totally, I don't have. Whereas infinity means I cannot grasp the other fully. He goes beyond me. He is like an infinite. So when there is infinity, the respect I have for the other is wonderful, great, beyond. Because I cannot totally grasp the other person. I cannot completely understand him. I cannot completely grab him. I cannot completely catch him. There is something beyond in the other person. Whereas we live in a time of totality. Everything in the world today, we live in a time of totality. And that's why there is no room for ethical relationship. If we live in a time of infinity, there is so much of a relationship. I consider the other almost like God. I consider the other almost like thou. I consider the other as something beyond me. I consider the other. Therefore, when somebody else is something beyond me, he is beyond my comprehension, the respect I have is tremendous for the other. Do you see the difference? Are you there? Hello?
Yes, Father.
Yes, Father.
Do you understand what I'm talking?
Yes, Father.
Do you see the difference between totality and infinity now? Say something, man.
Yes, Father.
Understood, Father.
Yes,
The
Father.
difference
So,
between
how
totality
do
and
we
infinity.
relate with the other in the present context? Is it
In
in terms of
totality.
totality
In
or in terms
totality,
of infinity?
Totality, Father.
In terms of
totality we
In
totality.
put
terms
the
of
value, Father.
totality we relate. That is the reason why there is so much of inhumanness. That's the reason why there is so much of killings and murders. That's why there is so much of use and abuse of persons. Because we live in a time of totality. We consider everybody as same. Everybody is same. We consider everybody has to be like this. I prejudge the other. I make prejudice judgment. I make conclusions about the other. When I make conclusions about the other, I am in totality. Why do I make conclusion about the other? When do I make conclusion about the other? Saying that other is a good fellow, other is a bad man, other is this, other is that. When do I make a conclusion like that? When I say that I know that person very well. I can tell everything about that person. That is nothing but an area of totality. And that's what the whole world is trying to do today. It's trying to tell me that even in the modern, gadgets, all people are trying to say that I know everything of that person. There is no more secret in your life. There is no more personal in your life. Everything of your life is becoming an open book. You can't hide yourself. Whatever you speak, whatever you write, whatever you say is recorded today. It's communicated. It's open to the public. So where is the room for the deep secret aspects of my life? So we live in a totality, and today more than what was the time of Levinas, because Levinas's time we did not have so many gadgets, and today you see how insecure the whole world is. We are talking about how our personal information can be, it has become a public product. Nobody is safe and secure. So you see how human persons have been reduced to objects, to things, to material objects, how they can be used and abused. So what sort of relationship I will have in that case? It's a relationship of an object. It's a relationship of a thing to the other. Whereas in infinity, I respect the other because I cannot totally understand the other. Other is almost like a mystery. Other is almost like the mystery. Other is beyond me. I can know something about the other, certainly, but I cannot know everything about the other. Other has a hidden corner of life, his life or her life. There is something beyond, there is a surplus in the other. There is something beyond in the other. I'm not able to go into the depths of the life of the other. That is infinity. Am I making things clear?
Yes, Father. Yes, Father.
Is it clear?
Yes, Father. Now it is clear. Now it
Now
is
it's
clear,
clear.
Father.
That's why you are saying something else when I said something. So, Gleason, are you here?
Yes, Father, I'm here only, Father.
Do you understand me?
Yeah, totality and infinity. In totality, we put the values. In infinity, we cannot put the values, Father.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, Father.
No. In
I
totality,
cannot
put the
grasp
values
in
is what?
infinity.
What?
I cannot grasp in infinity, whereas I can grasp in totality, Father.
Yeah. So, but you said what values you put the values in what? In totality, I do not respect the other. That's all. In totality, I do not respect the other.
Yes,
In
Father.
totality, there is nothing extraordinary in the other. In totality, every other is nothing different from me. In totality, other and everybody is the same. In totality, there is nothing to be admired in the other. In totality, there is nothing sacred in the other. Whereas in the infinity, there is sacred in the other. There is a mystery in the other. In infinity, there is something beyond in the other. There is a surplus element which goes beyond me, which goes beyond my comprehension. That is infinity. Is that clear, please, son?
Yes, Father.
So that is
Excuse me,
that's one. So he is inviting
Somebody
that as we live in a world of totality today, we need to look at the other person from the infinity. So it is here. It is here. The Levinas is bringing out an aspect of the uniqueness of the other. Every person is unique. What does it mean? Every person is unique means what? What
It is not
meaning
the
of
same. A person is
every
not
person
same
is so different
Not same.
from the other.
special, precious.
Every person is so different from the other. We have so many common points, there's certainly no doubt about it. But every person is different. Every person is unique. And to show that, Levinas makes a beautiful analysis of the face of the other. The face of the other. The philosophy of the face of the other. Face, F-A-C-E. Philosophy of the face of the other. So every face is different. Even in identical twins, there is a difference between the two twins. For an outsider, he or she may not be able to understand, but for a mother and father, certainly they will be able to understand who is who. Every face is different. You may say that one looks like the other. There may be some similarity between one and the other. There can be some similarity. But no two faces are same. Have you ever seen two faces exactly the same anywhere?
No, Father.
They don't exist. Do they exist in Bangalore, William? Not at all. Do they exist in Karwa, in that forest? Not at
No,
all.
Father.
Do they exist in, I don't know, Shimoga? Not at all. What about in Trivandrum? Not at all. What about in Mysore?
Not at all.
Not. So there are no two phases anywhere. And we have had millions and millions of people in the world so far. Millions and millions of people in the world so far. And maybe in the millions and millions to come in the future. But no two faces are same. What does it mean? What is an indication? What is an indication in that? What's
Each
the
one is
indication?
unique. Each one
Every
is unique.
person is unique. So that's why he makes the philosophy of the face. Now somebody must do a homework now. Develop the philosophy of the face of the other. What is the philosophy of the face of the other developed by Levinas? Who will do that? Who will do that? A philosophy of the face of the other. Who will write? Must write one page, 3/4 of the page. Who will do that? I can't hear anybody talking. No volunteers are coming up. Who will do that? Otherwise, I will tell them, no, Glanson no need because he has done earlier. I want others to do it. Who will do? Hello? Hello? Who is going to do that? Nobody is there. Eh? Shall I tell the name?
Rakesh.
Nobody is. William, why can't you do that? William, you do it nicely. Since are you staying in the seminary or at home?
I'm staying in Bishop Road, sir.
Bishop's house, then certainly there is no reason to do it. So you do it, the philosophy of the other, this one. So you will, this one, you will be able to, this one. So find out from different sources and don't just copy word for word. Don't just copy word for word. Okay. Philosophy of the face of the other. The face of the other. Levinas uses concept of the face of the other and the philosophy of the other. So in that you will
Excuse me,
find,
Father.
yeah,
I'm leaving the meeting, Father.
who,
Joel, Father.
Joel, okay, you leave, but don't leave forever.
Yes,
Come
Father.
back and ask others what I have taught, okay?
Yes, Father. Thank you, Father.
So, yes. So there is not much time left. I'm not going to
Yes.
take the second session today because
Thank you, Father.
it's going to be what? Thank you. You. Oh, Mebin just got up. You fellow.
No. I was trying. It was not opening. Sir.
Mebin, you fellow. You are staying. I don't know where you are staying. You
Honest,
better
Father.
get ready all the time.
I was trying. Just now it is open.
You must try from. We are, trying to. So see, you see, in the entire philosophy of Levinas, again and again, this point is becoming more and more. It comes very pointedly. It comes that to understand the other, we must not take rapid conclusions. We should not jump into conclusions. We should allow the other to be the other. You know. Allow the other to be the other. Allow the other to be the other means he is or she is different than me. He or she is totally different than me. And this difference is not for this one. This difference is an enrichment. This difference is not for comparison. To compare myself with the other. But this difference is an enrichment. So finally, he says, the other should lead me to almost like divine. The other must lead me towards divine, towards almost divine. Other must lead me. He says that in the Western philosophy, he makes a study about the Western philosophy. He says that in the Western philosophy, there was always a tendency, so far in the Western philosophy, there was always a tendency to reduce the other to the same. In the Western philosophy, there was a tendency to reduce the other to the same, meaning to say, to make the others like me only. There was a strong tendency to reduce the other to the same. In the Western epistemology, there was a tendency, or there was an impression that I can totally grasp the other. I can totally grasp the other. I can totally understand the other. There was a tendency. I can totally get the other. Other was considered to be a conceptual understanding. Other was reduced to a conceptual understanding. That means I can totally get the other. Now this tendency has to be moved. We have to move away from this tendency, and we have to say that the other is the beyond me. Other is the beyond me. I think we are almost running out of time. At any time it may collapse, the time.
Yes.
But you will have to read, listen, read. Otherwise, you are busy with I don't know what. You have to read.
Busy children.
Dominic, you have to read.